Hi. I'm on the way to the allotment. I'm just haven't been able to get down there much this week because the rain's been so awful. And although I've got the shed, I didn't have enough to do down there to make it worthwhile getting that wet. So I'm going to head down there. It's not very far away, and show you what's going on at the moment. Right, I'll see you when I get there. So I've made it to the allotment. I think I'm going to get the kettle on in a minute. I need to clean out my manky mug first though. I must have forgotten to rinse it out last time I was here. But yeah, I've been down here for a while, but look what my lovely plot neighbour has given me. He's given me like a great big box full of tomatoes. He and his lovely wife planted about 100 tomato plants, but they were a different variety from what they've planted before. They looked like Roma, which is a bush variety, and they've got hundreds and hundreds of these beautiful looking tomatoes. They've got 6 rows. They've all produced masses of fruit and they just can't get through it all. So looks like more tomato sauce for us, which is very exciting. Right, I'm going to get the kettle on and then I'll show you what I'm up here to do. Mug of coffee in hand. I recently have been sorting out the new bed. Now this bed is going to lie fallow for a few months. I'm basically getting it ready for spring. Ooh, out into the bright lights. Yeah, I'm basically getting it ready for spring. So I've done a bit of that, and I'll show you my progress so far, and then I'll show you what it looks like now and what the next step is. This is what I've ended up with. I've got a bed that is just over 90 centimetres wide, which is about 3 feet, and it is 3.9 metres long, which is about 9-10 foot long. So it's a reasonable size, and it means that I've now got 1, 2, 3, 4 beds that size, which means I can do a decent rotation on stuff. So that's quite cool. I think today I'm going to work on getting that bed covered with plastic so that it can start heating up and rotting down ready for the spring. That will clear out the plastic in between the brassica bed and the soft fruit, and then I can see a bit more what I've got to work with. I might just put paper down and mulch it straight away, because I think underneath the plastic there's nothing growing under there, so make the most of it while I can. I've got some papers that I've been collecting and some cardboard. I should stick that down so that the weeds don't come back up. Right, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set up the camera, I'm going to hoof out that piece of plastic, get rid of all the wood that's sort of holding it down at the moment, or move that wood elsewhere, and then I shall get that bed covered properly, cut it to size so that it fits well, because luckily with these 4 beds being the same size, they'll just be reused each year. Right, yep, I'm going to set up the camera, get that plastic sorted, and then that'll be a job chopped. Where to put the camera? Right, so I've yanked out the, I've yanked out the black plastic. That's what I've done. And as I suspected underneath, there is nothing growing. So I shall, I think the next bit I'll do is I shall put down a load of paper and card, and I shall get this covered up again, but with mulch this time. So then that's the beginnings of the bottom of like the fruit cage and the beginnings of the path down the side of the bed that I've just made, plus it got rid of the great big pile of wood chips that I've dug up earlier. In here, it's a great big pile of wood chips, so I can just tip that out into there. So first things first, I need to rake these wood chips back to the edge of like the paper down there, and then lay more so it overlaps, so less likely to have growth through. Broken a sweat lugging all that lot through. Oh, surprising how like a little bit of rake work builds up the heat. So it's already looking much better. That's all of my newspapers. I do have some card, but the next job is going to be trying to get this plastic down. One, so it's out of the way and I can then fold up any I've got left over for another bed later on in the year. I might try and cover up the half of the bed that's got parsnips and leeks in one end and nothing in the other. Try and protect it from the weather a little bit, and then once I get some more manure I can start topping all of those up. I don't know how well the tomatoes are going to do, but that bed will get the same treatment. It'll be covered and manured, ready for spring. I think this year has been more of a get the allotment to a point where I can use it, and if I get stuff out of it, bonus. I've managed to get out weeks and weeks worth of potatoes. I'm really pleased we're still eating the little what they called, pink fir apple potatoes. We're still eating those. We've got loads left in the shed. We're having them almost every meal and we've still got loads left, so that's a winner. We've got onions and shallots, and hopefully we'll have parsnips. The carrots were amazing. I've got squashes coming out, so for a first year I think it's been really productive and I'm super pleased. But now, instead of getting stressed about having stuff growing over the winter, I'm going to concentrate, I think, on the couple of bits I've got in, and then trying to grow ready, well, not grow, but try and prepare ready for spring. I think that's the best thing, and then next year I can be super productive. So I need to I've covered up my netting where I've raked it through, as you can see down the end, but I shall fish that out so that it's on top of the mulch instead of underneath. And I've got some cardboard so I can lay that down the side of this bed, so that's the next job. Plastic to cover this bad boy. Right, let's get going. So, finally ready. This plastic was already on the plot. In fact, it covered this whole section here, all the way down to the front, so it's a good size. And so I've managed to cover one bed with it. I'm hoping to be able to cover quite a few more. There's a lot there. So once I've got a bit of help tomorrow, might see if I can cut a cover for this bed over here. So we cleared that out the other day. If I cut it for the whole thing and then just fold it in half and leave it on that end, so obviously we don't want to cover these up. But the manure in here was really fresh. There's no way I'll be able to put any plants into it at the moment. So, all covered up, ready to go. So glad I've managed to get that job done. Oh, finally, the bed is finished. I'm going to carry on with little jobs here, but I think that'll be it for today. I've probably talked way too much. So, if you've stuck around this long, thank you for joining me. I will see you next time round. Goodbye.